Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. We are outside Old Trafford today to talk about Erik ten Hag's strongest front three. There's a lot of debate around this. We've had reinforcements in the window in the likes of Anthony. You've had players who are out of form come into form in the likes of Rashford and Sancho. And you've also got Anthony Martial, who looked like he was doing very well under Erik ten Hag, coming into form when in pre-season. Then when he had that little bit of coming on against Liverpool, he looked really good. And then Erik ten Hag probably wanted to use him and he got dropped. We've also got Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best strikers in the world, on the bench. So it's going to be interesting to get into this with Charlie and you guys as well in the comments. Make sure you get your comments down below what you think. But it looks like Erik ten Hag either isn't fancying Ronaldo right now or he isn't fitting his system. It looks like he's going for Rashford up front. Potentially we can move into the wing, we'll have to see. And we've got Charlie here right now to speak to us about it and discuss what is Erik ten Hag's best front three, as well as getting our opinions in and making sure that you guys, we mentioned your opinions as well, because everyone has different opinions on this. But Charlie, welcome
Thank you.
Outside Old Trafford in Manchester.
Yes, we've got good weather as Manchester goes as well.
Yeah, we have. I mean, it's not raining, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
it's not
positive.
raining. But getting straight into it, we just spoke then to the viewers about how we're going to decide Erik ten Hag's best front three. What we say doesn't have to go, obviously, because Erik ten Hag probably thinks something different to us. You guys probably think something different to us as well, and probably Erik ten Hag. So it's good to get everyone's opinions in and see what people are thinking. But Charlie, initially I'll ask you first of all, what do you think Erik ten Hag's best front three is? Not your best front three. What do you think, if every single player is fit, what is his best front three?
So basically what I think he thinks is his best front three. Right, okay, so I honestly think that if he had everyone fit, as you say, and was looking at his best options, I think he'd play Martial up front. But saying that, it's hard to be fair, because obviously Rashford has done well throughout the middle. So, but I do think Martial is probably his favourite. So I will put Martial up front. I'm going to say Anthony on the right, because obviously he's brought him in for a significant fee, and he obviously trusts him. He started the first game against Arsenal. And a lot of people, me included, didn't think he was going to. I'm not sure about you, but I didn't think he was going to start. But, you know, he obviously trusts him, as I say. And then on the left, I'd probably go with Rashford, to be fair. And I think we've seen Sancho come off quite a lot recently. We were speculating whether that would have been because of the arrival of Anthony and kind of looking at various different combinations of players like we're talking about today. That would probably be what I'd say he'd be most comfortable playing again, you know, in the big games. Obviously there's rotation, which we can get into as well, but yeah, Martial, Anthony and Rashford.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. That's what I personally think Erik ten Hag's best front three would be as well. I think he wants to exploit Rashford's pace. I think that's why he's been so significant in Erik ten Hag's starting lineup. But before you get into what you would pick, I just wanted to put something across which I found very, very, very interesting. Obviously, you've got Elanga and Garnacho, like the youth players coming through. Elanga probably coming through before his time. But when Martial, who seemed like he was going to be Erik ten Hag's number 9, his striker, got injured, he went to Rashford and put Elanga on the wing. Now, since Anthony's come in, he's gone to the wing. Elanga didn't even come on, I don't think, in the game against Arsenal, so he seems to be he was just kind of filling a position. But if he was adamant that Martial was his striker, who's going to play maybe Rashford on the wing, surely you would have brought Ronaldo in and moved Rashford to the wing and had Sancho on the wing. So to me, he seems like a manager that likes his principles and has players where he knows positions where he thinks players are going to play. Like, he likes Sancho on the left, it seems. He likes Rashford through the middle, it seems. And to sacrifice Ronaldo for that and bring Elanga into the team, does that maybe give you an indication that maybe potentially Rashford could start at number 9?
Yeah, possibly. I think for me, and I discussed this on the fan vlog after the Arsenal game, I think he's actually almost sacrificing Rashford. We can all see that Rashford isn't suited and his best position isn't playing through the middle, and he is better utilised as a wide player on the left. But he obviously works better than Ronaldo does in the pressing sense, and this is what Ten Hag's all about, is the team cohesion and how everyone works together. So I think he looks at Rashford as that number 9 and someone in the big games like the Liverpool, like the Arsenal, he can press the centre-backs and he does give that extra work rate that Ronaldo doesn't. And I think Martial can do it as well. Yes, he's probably not as quick as Rashford, but you know, he does offer that press on the centre-backs and the full-backs when needed. So yeah, I mean, and that's one thing I guess you can say from our front three, is that you've got a lot of versatility. You know, Sancho can play right and left, Rashford can play right and left. Martial, even though his main position now, it would be as a number 9, probably could do a job on the wide positions as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of versatility and a lot of options, and that's obviously why we're here discussing kind of, what we think is our best front three.
Yeah, it is, exactly. And what you spoke about Martial there, I actually really agree with, and the fact that Martial and Rashford are both the Ten Hag types of players, both seem important to Ten Hag, but they both have different advantages. Martial can hold up the ball better, a lot better than Rashford. He also has, I would say, better link-up play in a better positional sense, but Rashford does have the pace on him, which you see, if you're getting behind, that can lead to a goal. Even if you've not played the greatest all game, you just need that quick turn of pace, and Bruno Fernandes will find you at some point. So they've both got different strengths, but thinking about your ideal front three and who you'd play, before we talk about who's going to complement each other and who would work best together and getting into the Europa League games, Ronaldo being left out, your ideal front three, what would it be?
It wouldn't be too dissimilar from Erik Ten Hag's, or the one that I'd pick for Erik Ten Hag's anyway. I think Martial would be the forward for me, and then probably Anthony on the left and Anthony on the right and Sancho on the left. Although I do completely agree with, Rashford can get in behind, I just think technically on the ball, Sancho and Anthony offer something that Rashford probably doesn't, or even if he does, they offer it on a more consistent basis. I just think, again, when you've then got two inverted wingers on either side, and Martial, there's obviously an argument, and it's crazy that I imagine, or some people think it's crazy that I'm leaving Ronaldo out of that, but I just think in terms of, Erik Ten Hag's system and the way that he wants these players to link up together, and he's wanting, again, I feel like I repeat myself every time we talk about team cohesion, hard work, all this stuff, and I think personally he just doesn't see it in Ronaldo as much as he does in maybe Rashford and Martial. And maybe it's something that he's going to want Ronaldo to prove to him that he's going to offer.
Yeah, I think that. I also think with the likes of Ronaldo, it's starting to rain a lot here in Manchester. I was going to say, sign you up for manager, Charlie. You basically agree with Ten Hag. That's what I think. But talking about the likes of Ronaldo, I honestly just don't think he suits Ten Hag's system as much as he maybe sees Martial and Rashford suiting it. I don't maybe think it's about fitness. I definitely think Ronaldo is a good option, and I definitely think he's going to use him. I mean, we've heard that he's probably going to start in the Europa League game tomorrow. But it's like thinking about Erik Ten Hag and the way he wants to play football, it does seem like them two are preferential, and at the moment I'm fine with that, because I think if something's not broke, then don't fix it. Obviously there's things you can do to advance it, but I think if they're working and we're scoring goals, and a lot of the front three are getting goals as well from different positions, seen Anthony get them, seen Sancho get them, Bruno scored, I think it's good to keep with that and keep the morale up as a team, especially if the team is performing well. But thinking about Marcus Rashford and the likes of Jadon Sancho, I honestly, personally believe that I think it's Jadon Sancho that's going to be that guy that misses out. I do think he's going to want to rotate, and I think all the players will feel included. I think he's going to keep making that 60 or 70-minute sub when he takes one attacker off and changes it up. I do think that will happen, but what I genuinely do think is that he wants Rashford there for his pace, and he stretches the play, it gives balance. With Anthony and Sancho, they are both very similar players from what I've seen, both very technical with the ball at his feet, both like to take players on, both very good on the ball, whereas Rashford maybe isn't as good on the ball, but he has a turn of pace and he can get in behind, and he makes more of them bending runs. So having one and the other is kind of nice to stretch the pitch and stretch the style the play. And thinking about Sancho as well, he's been the one that's been brought off each time when it comes to making the subs. It seems that he's the first sub. Rashford always seems to outlast him, but we'll see how it changes when players get fitter and when everyone's kind of on a level playing field. Anthony's more established. It'll be interesting to see. But with the likes of Anthony, do you think he has to play him purely for the amount of money he's paid for him? I mean, he's good as well, but
yeah, we hope so. We
good.
hope he's good. But no, I think I don't think Erik Ten Hag's going to take that into consideration. I think it's more that he does trust him, and he's a player that's worked under his system under Ajax before, and yeah, we were after him for obviously a long time, and we finally got him regardless of the price tag. And again, it's not something that should probably weigh on Anthony's mind as well. The price tag, I don't think it's he should be affected by it. At the end of the day, he doesn't get a decision on how much he does get to move for. I mean, if he did, then he'd obviously have chose a lot cheaper price because of how long it took. But yeah, I think ultimately it's something that Ten Hag ultimately trusts Anthony, and I think he's going to be that mainstay on the right hand side. He offers something that Manchester United hasn't had for a while. That inverted winger offers something new for the fullback Dalot to go out on the outside and overlap and there's basically endless possibilities with Anthony coming in.
Yeah, he likes to use fullbacks and also wingers inverted at different times in the game depending on the style he's playing. So I definitely think left-footed forward, very versatile, great to bring into the team. And I do think, because Erik ten Hag knows the player, he's brought him in for 80 mil for a reason. I do think he is going to be played. But do you know what? I think he likes Sancho, I think he likes Rashford, I think he likes Martial. The only one I think he maybe has question marks over is Ronaldo, but I do think he is going to use him. You have to use him. But talking about Ronaldo, and I wanted to put this to you, if maybe he doesn't become a starter, he is being really effective off the bench when we're trying to win games and trying to. He gives that hold-up play, but also you see the chances increase as well when he comes on the pitch. And it seems like he's fighting for his spot, which is interesting because you'd never think you'd need Ronaldo to fight for his spot in a team, but it does seem like he seems super hungry for goals, and he's really. You can see the team spirit is there, and he's helping us hold out to the end of games. Could Ronaldo potentially, you'd never think to say this season, be that kind of super sub, maybe, for Erik ten Hag? And would he be happy doing that? Because I don't think in the long term he won't be, will he?
No, I don't think he's happy now. Honestly, I think inside he'll be fuming that he is obviously on the bench. He's spent his whole career pretty much being the main man of every team he's been a part of. And if not the main man, he's been one of the main men. Mm-hmm. So I think, he's not going to be best pleased. And if it keeps on happening, I mean, hopefully we get even, the best performances out of Ronaldo from his reaction. He's going to be wanting. The World Cup's coming up. He's going to be wanting to. I mean, he's never not going to go, right? He could never play the rest up until the World Cup, and he'll still go. But he's going to want to prove a point. I think Ronaldo's ego is so big, but in a good way. It obviously benefits him that when he does come on, he has something to prove. And look, the fans, he doesn't have to win them over. He's done endless amounts of things for us, and I think he's just maybe Ten Hag isn't fully convinced by him. But you never know. You even compare it to Maguire and Lindelof. Like, these players are going to get given a chance. Same as Ronaldo, he's going to get given a chance, and there will be times where Rashford is injured and Martial might have to play out on the wide position to make way for Ronaldo and stuff. That it's a very, very long season, not just in the Premier League. Obviously, we're in what, 3 or 4 competitions as well. So,
and my personal opinion, just to jump in on that, is that I potentially think with what Erik ten Hag's comments was saying that he's missed pre-season, a player can't miss pre-season. Pre-season is very vital. He needs to get back up to match fitness, and everyone's thinking, what? Cristiano Ronaldo, he's match fit. He keeps himself ridiculously fit. We had Romano on the show saying he was training immensely, but he didn't come to pre-season. He didn't learn Erik ten Hag's tactics. He didn't kind of get in on that with the team. And I think this potentially could be not a punishment, but saying to the rest of the team, look, you have to do what all of the team does. There's no exceptions, no matter who you are. And maybe that's a tiny little punishment to Ronaldo, thinking, well, these guys all came on the tour. These guys have all been working hard with us as a team. These all know the way I want to play. You haven't quite done that yet, so you're going to get up to speed. It doesn't matter if you're Cristiano Ronaldo. You've got to get up to speed with me. I'm the boss, and then you'll be playing. So it could be a little bit of that as well. Erik ten Hag does strike me as a manager who, he's the boss. None of the players in there are the boss. He's the one that makes the final decisions. And you can tell that by he's the first one that is had it in him to drop Maguire, drop Ronaldo. So, do you know, I think it's working out really well, and I think it's what these players needed as well. They needed a little bit of discipline, especially the likes in the forward team, because they always do, not necessarily, but a lot of them do seem to maybe have the most egos, them flair players. They need to know that they are fighting for a spot, and in the result of it, you've seen improvement in Sancho, you've seen improvement in Rashford, Martial's coming into form now. So I think it's good for the team, and I think it's good for them players as well. But looking at players that are maybe a little bit on the back burner on the outside, but could be given a chance in FA Cup, League Cup and Europa League, that what we've got going on as well, which is coming up really, really soon in the Sociedad game. Do you expect Erik ten Hag to give the likes of Elanga, who's had a bit of a chance, but obviously he's not really a first-team player, Garnacho, who's a really exciting talent that we haven't seen any of this season so far? Do you think it's a chance for him to rotate, or do you think maybe he's going to trial different players together to see how they work together?
I think you'll definitely see the likes of, obviously, Garnacho and Elanga being used. Obviously, we talk about Elanga and him not being maybe being rushed through the first team and maybe would benefit from a possible loan, but now might be his chance with obviously Anthony coming in, that he can take a little step back and further his development and properly learn from these senior players, and that will make a ton of difference from him, right? And when you're not relied on, and when the pressure's not that the pressure was all on him, but you're going to feel some sort of pressure when you're playing as much as he did last.
If you're consistently blanking for United, there always is going to be a pressure.
Yeah,
isn't there?
yeah. I think the likes of Garnacho, I'm sure he might get between 5 and 10 games this season, not maybe full 90 minutes, but 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and again that'll be huge for him and his confidence, and even if he doesn't come on and get all these goals and assists, just even the simple passes for these kids in these huge games is a huge achievement.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really, Europa League seems to be a competition, despite the fact it shows Manchester United are not doing as well as they should be over the last decade. It is a competition that we've seen players come through, especially them forward players. We've seen Rashford come through, seen Greenwood come through. We've seen players have their first moments in United shirt and maybe make it to the first team in this competition. And I think Garnacho, he's different to Elanga. He's a lot more flair. I feel like he's extremely confident as a player. We've seen that in glimpses that he's been there. So I bet he can't wait to get on that pitch and kind of show everyone what he's about and show Ten Hag why he should be getting maybe a few minutes in the Premier League as well. I do think he's extremely talented, and if you give him enough time in the Europa League, you could really see his talent, and he could maybe break himself into just getting on Erik Ten Hag's mind and thinking, oh, we're winning 3-1 in a Premier League game, should I bring Garnacho in the last 10-15 minutes? That's what Garnacho needs to be aiming for right now, and I think he's 100% a really exciting talent. And talking about the forward players in general, I think Ronaldo, I'd like to see Garnacho play. I'm not really that bothered about Elanga. I know he will play, but we know what Elanga's about. The fans want to see players, that are excited about, that could potentially make it come on. So Garnacho's definitely one that I feel like you guys will be excited about at home, and also we're excited about. But thinking about maybe getting players gelling together and getting players into the team and getting that chemistry going. Do you expect Anthony 60 minutes Premier League? Do you expect him to come on the Europa League? Do you expect him to start? I expect him to start personally.
I'd probably say he'll start. I think in order, he missed, I'm not sure on the exact number, but he missed a fair few training sessions with Ajax and probably some games along with that as well due to not training. So I imagine there is some catching up to do in terms of match fitness, because there isn't, you can train as hard as you want in training and, even by yourself. There isn't anything quite like actual, playing matches and getting that proper match sharpness and fitness. I think I would say that I'd expect him to at least play another 45 minutes, whether it's the first or second half, depending on the result and kind of what he sees going. Obviously, we're playing Palace at the weekend as well, so I think even if he doesn't start, I'd like to say he'll get at least half an hour.
Yeah, and you know what? If Anthony starts and Ronaldo starts, like we think they are going to together, they form a bit of a partnership, bit of assist going from Anthony. Ronaldo, say if he scores a couple of goals, does that give Ten Hag a little bit of a problem at the weekend?
Possibly, right? I mean, it will definitely give him a headache, and it gives Ronaldo another kind of reason to want to play football and start. I think, as you say, maybe Anthony and Haller's link up at Ajax, but last season, maybe that is a reminiscent of the what could be with Anthony and Ronaldo. I think you'll see probably a lot more crosses in the box, which will benefit Anthony. He won't have to necessarily think about always passing back to Delo or these sort of shots that might stray wayward. So I think, and that's what the manager ultimately wants, right? He doesn't always want to pick the same 11 easily. He'll want headaches, and he'll want to be making decisions, because that means you've got a lot of players in form and a lot of players to choose from.
That's what I was going to round this video up by saying. The thing is about this front three now, the fact that we can't decide what is the best front three and we're struggling to fit players in, that only means that this team's doing really well, and it's doing well under Erik Ten Hag, and Ten Hag will be feeling the same things. He'll be thinking, I don't want to drop this player because they've been good, but this player's been good as well, and that's exactly what you want. Players fighting for the place, and the best player gets the shirt. And I'm sure Erik Ten Hag will be really fair, but also do what's right for the team as well, and what fits his system. But with Ronaldo, I'm excited for him at the Europa League. I mean, playing a Europa League game, I don't think he would have thought that's going to be his future, but it is, and it's his chance to show Erik Ten Hag that he should be starting in this team. But different players suit different systems. Ronaldo can suit different games, Rashford can suit different games. We've seen that with Rashford against the Big Six. But Charlie, thank you so much for being here with me on this very rainy day in Manchester. But yeah, I hope wait, before we go, Europa League score prediction, Sociedad.
I'm going to go 3-1 3-0. I'm pretty sure they haven't scored a goal against us in their meetings, so I'm gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3-1. Just give. I think Maguire's gonna come back into the team, so you've got to give him a little bit of leeway. But yeah, thank you guys. Get your score predictions in down below. Get your comments in. Who's your best front three? And yeah, hopefully get the 3 points against Sociedad. Come on.